There is a calling that cannot be spoken in words. A subtle touch upon the soul that, without warning, tears through the veil of the ordinary. Those who feel it don't understand it at first. They mistake discomfort for error, agitation for anxiety, rupture for loss. But they are not alone. This signal, this symptom, is the echo of an ancestral promise: to come, to remember, to ignite, and to dismantle the great forgetting. Only the most powerful chosen ones experience it, not by privilege but by purpose. Here begins the transit. A journey neither physical nor linear, but spiritual, archetypal, and vibrational. Each chapter that follows is a trial, a mirror, and an activation. If you're reading this, you may already be feeling the fire that does not burn. Or perhaps you're about to. Before the video begins, don't forget to like and subscribe. There are people who wake up one day with the certainty that something has changed, even if they can't explain it. No angels descending, no celestial rays tearing through the sky. Just a vibration, subtle yet persistent, that runs through them like a forgotten melody returning to resonance. It's as if the skin itself begins to listen. They feel it when walking through crowds, when gazing at the sky without reason, when waking up in the middle of the night for no clear cause. Something is pulsing, beating behind the visible world. At first, they mistake it for anxiety, for exhaustion, for the endless search for a purpose that never arrives. But this is different. It isn't evasive, it's persistent. Not a question but a remembrance. The world begins to crack softly. Words lose their weight, routines feel absurd, traditional answers no longer soothe. It's not about losing oneself, but sensing for the first time that one never fully arrived. Some dismiss it, others hide it. But those who are marked, who came with purpose, cannot ignore it. The symptom becomes companion. Synchronicities multiply. Symbols appear everywhere. Conversations gain hidden layers. Life begins to speak, though not loudly but in codes and signs. And right there, in the middle of that beautiful confusion, comes the recognition. This isn't mine. This was given to me. It's not imagination. It's activation. What burns within is an ancient flame, ignited by pacts made before birth, pacts now demanding fulfillment. It cannot be extinguished. It cannot be returned. Whoever feels it has begun the transit. The external world remains unchanged, but in the invisible, a warrior is born. One who remembers without knowing how. One who begins to see beyond what others merely look at. One who has been called. And though they may not know it yet, they are stepping through the first portal. Because only the most powerful chosen ones experience this symptom. And nothing will ever be the same again. When the symptom intensifies, something begins to fracture, both within and without. It is no longer just a sensation but a rupture in perception itself. The everyday world, with its norms, clocks, and logic, starts to unravel at the edges. What once offered security now feels like theater. The automatic smile of a stranger, goals imposed by unfamiliar voices, conversations devoid of soul. Everything begins to seem artificial, as if reality were poorly edited. The chosen one notices it first in the details. Clocks that tick out of rhythm, sounds that precede their cause, thoughts that feel foreign. Each day becomes a mirror that refuses to reflect. And then it happens, the shattering of the common world. A silent break that does not hurt but is irreversible. It is not about abandoning the external, but about realizing it was never fully real. That the visible is merely the surface of something deeper calling from the shadows. The environment responds. Synchronicities multiply like cosmic traffic signs. People appear who seem to know something, who speak phrases the soul recognizes. Places that never drew attention now hum with vibration. Songs once simple now sound like prophecy. Everything becomes symbolically dense. Everything becomes part of the ritual. And amid that transition, the physical manifestation arrives. The symptom. Not a conventional ailment, but a signal shared between body and spirit. A fire that does not burn. A pressure in the chest with no medical cause. A light in the forehead silently activating. The nights flood with visions. The dreams cease to be dreams. Each one carries embedded messages, and although the chosen does not yet understand, they begin to remember. The symptom is not punishment. It is a portal. It burns but does not consume. It unsettles but does not harm. Its presence is a whisper from the original pact, the one that said, "When the time comes, this will awaken in you." And it has awakened. In that instant, the chosen understands they are crossing into another layer of self. Doubt yields to intuition, logic to vision. The body ceases to be a limit and becomes an instrument. The flame within no longer seeks extinguishment, it demands reverence. It yearns to be lived as part of a mission that transcends the individual. So, as the world watches without understanding, the chosen walks differently. Not faster, not higher, but deeper. Because now they know, the fire they feel does not come from the world, it comes from the soul. And they are ready to keep burning. And then, something happens that words can't truly grasp. The body no longer merely feels, it begins to remember. But these are not childhood memories or everyday images. They're fragments whispered from another life, another dimension. Names arise that are recognized though never heard before. Faces provoke tears without a reason. It's as though memory were stored in the soul itself, and with the awakening of the symptom, a hidden archive begins to unfold. The chosen starts to recall things no one ever taught them. How to channel energy, how to speak to silence, how to interpret the symbols that appear in dreams and on walls. It's not learning, it's retrieval. What was once theirs is once again accessible. And with each fragment recovered, the inner fire turns to light. Sadness comes first, like a soft tide that carries the feeling of having lived far more than this life reveals. But soon after, that sorrow transforms into euphoria, a serene certainty that everything once thought scattered begins to connect. There are no mistakes on the path, no random suffering. It has all been part of the preparation. Then comes the moment of integration, of returning to the world without disconnecting, yet without losing the expansion gained. The chosen does not withdraw. They walk among others with new clarity. There is no need to proclaim anything. Their energy speaks louder than words. They've become a bridge between dimensions, a vibrational node that anchors the invisible while living the visible. Ascension is not spectacle, it is silence. It is not escape, it is full presence. The body does not vanish, it is consecrated. Every gesture, every word, every glance becomes ritual. Life itself becomes an altar. And even if no one notices, something shifts around them. Environments harmonize, people open, symbols bloom. This is the impact of embodied awakening. In the end, the symptom no longer burns, it hums. The chosen no longer searches, they remember. And the world, though unaware of the full magnitude, begins to turn differently. For it takes just one true awakening, for many to begin to feel the call. The symptom does not vanish. It becomes a guide. What once burned without cause now illuminates without end. No longer agitation but a sustained frequency, a silent alignment with what has always been. The chosen seeks no titles, claims no mastery. They dwell in the peace bestowed upon crossing the threshold. Their power lies not in what they reveal, but in what they transform without being seen. Thus ends this ritual narrative, not with a conclusion but with a consecration. Whoever has remembered does not fall asleep again. And wherever they step, life begins to bloom. As always, if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and subscribe. See you in the next one.